Marketing and advertising can be complicated. What's most important?
What should I focus on?
Direct marketing?
Email campaigns?
Social media?
Cold calling?
With Marketing Atlas, you'll have a clear guide to get more leads, close more sales, and take your business to the next level. Welcome to Marketing Atlas.
Marketing Atlas.
Marketing Atlas.
With your host, Hernan Vasquez.
So it seems right now that everyone is struggling when it comes to Facebook ads, especially with two main things. The first one being tracking. A lot of entrepreneurs or advertisers got hit pretty bad after iOS 14, which I totally understand. And the second thing is targeting, because Facebook a couple of weeks ago removed a bunch of targeting options from the platform. So we're going to be talking about how to fix the tracking issue in additional content or some other videos or whatever it is that you're watching right now or listening to right now. But also, I wanted to address our method to find great Facebook ads interests and targeting, especially when you're launching a campaign. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. But before I do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Hernan Vasquez with ScaleDriven.com. At ScaleDriven.com, we help entrepreneurs fix their advertising, launching better campaigns, having more insight on what's working, what's not working, and scaling, most importantly. It's a different ballgame to run $100 a day ads versus $10,000 a day ads. And we can help you in each case. So if you want to learn more about how we can help you, head over to ScaleDriven.com, schedule a call with our team, and then we discuss some ideas to help you getting better at ads, launching better ads, targeting better audiences, and ultimately making more money with your advertising, which is what we're here for. So let me talk about a little bit about our method, our agency method to finding great interests on Facebook. Now, I was talking to one of our clients yesterday, and they came to us because they were selling a product to a Christian audience, right? And as long as they were able to target Christian-related interests, everything was fine. They were making a decent amount of money. The ROAS was great. But then Facebook decided to take them all away, and now they're struggling, right? They launched a couple of lookalike audiences, but they're not really ticking. They're not really working and whatnot. So this is especially true when you're launching a new campaign. When you're launching a new campaign, when you do not know what kind of offers to run or what kind of targeting to run, this is especially true. So our methodology, it's actually pretty simple. In fact, I think that Facebook targeting should be the easy part, okay? Facebook targeting, it's actually getting easier, not harder, versus some other platforms like YouTube, for instance, and whatnot, where things get a little bit more intricate when it comes to targeting. Facebook, the main challenge with Facebook is not the targeting, but rather the creative, okay? So everything that I'm about to say right now and our method or process to actually finding great interests and great audiences has to go hand in hand with the creative, because Facebook is really creative hungry. As I've been telling you guys, you need to be really adamant with your creatives. Like, who's your creative for? Who's your copy for? Who's your, images for or videos for? So for instance, if you're selling to realtors, you want to literally say something like attention realtors on your body copy, or something like, if you're a realtor, read this. Or if you're a realtor that want more leads, read this, right? If you're targeting chiropractors, you want to do something similar. Hey, attention chiropractors. It's as simple as that. So everything that I'm about to say, I want to preface it by saying that you need to be really adamant with the copy that you have, because the reality is that Facebook targeting is getting easier. It's the flip side when it comes, for instance, when it comes to YouTube, right? YouTube is not as creative hungry. You can get away with a couple of really good ads on YouTube, but the real heavy lifting, the legwork, comes in the targeting, right? You can get really granular with targeting. You can say, hey, I want to only target people that are watching this channel or this video. And I want to target them from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then shut off my ads. And you can do that with YouTube, but that's difficult, or more difficult, I would say, to do with Facebook. Facebook targeting can be really broad, but you want to focus on the creative side of things, right? And again, Facebook being really creative hungry, you want to be refreshing creatives, which is why a lot of people see their campaigns go this, or they launch it, they do great, and they boom, they plateau. The reason behind it is exactly this, right? It's that Facebook gives you this amount of impressions to get you big results or good results initially, and then it plateaus because people keep on running the same creatives. Anyways, let's talk about the interest side of things. All right. So what we do at the agency, especially again when we're launching a new campaign for a client, is we test anywhere between 30 to 50 different interests. All right. So we launch a campaign and we create a campaign. Usually it's a conversion campaign. And then what we do is we look for the most valuable event in our funnel. It could be a purchase. If we're running something like an acquisition funnel, like a book funnel or a challenge funnel, we aim for purchases initially. I know that a lot of people will tell you, you need to send traffic first, and then you need to get leads, and then you need to initiate checkouts. And then, no, we don't do that. We just go for the kill. We actually get Facebook to work right away. Now, of course, initially your cost per purchase will be up there because you don't have pixel data. So we usually launch a conversion campaign with the most meaningful event in our funnel. Again, that could be a purchase. It could be a book a call. It could be whatever it is that you're trying to do. Okay. So our most meaningful event, we'll launch that. And then what we do is within that campaign, we will target 30 different interests. Now, here's a method to finding those interests when it comes to Facebook ads specifically, is that broader audiences equal less and lower CPMs. So the more you let Facebook optimize and the more liquidity, how they call it, liquidity, you allow Facebook to have, the least you will pay or the less you pay to actually show your ads. So if you're trying to find that obscure audience that has maybe 15,000 people or 10,000 people in it, and you want to go this rabbit hole, and I've seen people do this over and over again when they're targeting, I don't know, this interest and then this interest, and they need also to match this other interest and this other interest, they end up with a really tight audience. And that could be fine for other networks, but for Facebook, you want to have a little bit more liquidity. And again, you want to focus on your creative. Your creative needs to be adamant to the people that you want to target. So again, broader audiences usually mean lower CPMs, which will allow you to collect data faster because eventually you're paying less money to show your ads, right? So what you want to do is, or what we do rather, is we launch a campaign. It's usually a conversion campaign where the most meaningful event in our funnel, usually a purchase or a book a call, depending on the funnel that we're running. And then we'll launch anywhere between 30 to 50 different ad sets within that campaign. Now, when it comes to finding this interest, we usually let Facebook suggest interest because we know that Facebook wants us to target broadly, and that's exactly what we do. So we choose usually between 30 to 50 interests out of those. Now, of course, we have our list of quote unquote usual suspects, right? If you are targeting entrepreneurs, you usually want to target entrepreneurship, business, small business owners, and all of that stuff, right? So you want to go that route. If you're targeting, let's say, digital marketers like we are right now, you can target tools, for instance, HubSpot or ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft. If you're targeting, which are still targeting available, they're available to target. So you can go with the usual suspects, and you will end up with anywhere between 30 to 50 interests. So 30 to 50 ad sets. We assign a low budget initially, anywhere between $5 to $10 per ad set initially, because what we want to find are those audiences that are really performing for us. Okay. So we'll let those run for anywhere between 2 to 3 days. And within each ad set, what we do, this is really important. Within each ad set, what we do is we run dynamic creatives. So basically, in one swoop, we're testing a bunch of stuff. We're testing which audiences work the best, number one. Number two, we're also testing which creatives will work the best. With dynamic creatives, what happens is that you can upload up to, I think that it's up to 10 images or videos. We don't mix them though, because what we notice is that whenever we mix images and videos on a dynamic ad set, videos will get the lion's share of the budget. We don't want that, okay? So we usually separate them. So we'll usually start with images. So we upload 10 images. We upload 5 body copies. Okay. So 5 texts and then 5 headlines. And then let Facebook go to town, basically. Okay. Now, again, you want to be really adamant with your copy on the ads. You want to be really adamant who you're signaling, who you're talking to, who is your ideal demographic. The reason behind it is because, again, Facebook is a social media platform. That means that people are not actively looking for stuff or solutions. They're just scrolling away. Just scrolling away, scrolling away. I'm doing this because 80% of your traffic will come from mobile phones, right? So you want to be really adamant with your targeting. So the easiest way to do this is, again, if you're targeting gym owners, you'll do, hey, if you're a gym owner, read this. Or this is a message for gym owners. Or if you're targeting stay-at-home moms, you can say, hey, if you're staying at home and you're a mom, read this. Okay. So you can be really adamant with your targeting. You don't have to beat around the bush here. You can be really adamant with your copy. And then you're targeting broad audiences. Now, of course, these methods, this methodology has its downsides. One of the downsides is that, first off, you'll be spending a lot of money on audiences that are not working. But what you're doing is not spending money, but you're actually investing that money on collecting data. You're buying data from Facebook. So now you know what doesn't work. In the meantime, you get clicks, you get views, you get shares, you get likes, you get pixel data. So it's really powerful. This method is really powerful. So again, do not overthink the targeting side of things. If you want to spend most of your time, make sure that you're talking to the right people, using the right language and the right lingo. Okay. Because one of the best ways to increase the performance of your campaigns is by actually writing better ads and having better advertising out there. That's one of the best ways to cut your cost per acquisition in half. Okay. I've done it several times rather, and I've done it several times. And it's amazing what a good ad could do for you. Okay. What a good angle could do for your business, right? You're building an asset there. It's not just an ad. It's an asset because it generates revenue for your company. Okay. So that's basically all there is to it. Like, we don't have any external tools. Like, sometimes we might use an external tool, but usually we use external tools after the campaigns has some performance and some history behind it. Usually after a month or so of performance, we might use something like Magix, or we might use a third-party tool to get audiences. Okay. Now, something that we do create for clients, and this is something that we do at scale-driven.com, is to use third-party data. And this is not something that is readily available, but I just want to drop that in. I just wanted to share with you guys the method that we use. But what we do use is third-party data. Third-party data is something that comes, or data, audiences that come from Equifax, TransUnion, Visa, MasterCard, and whatnot. And we have access to that data based on the volume that we manage. Okay, based on the volume that we manage every single month on Facebook, we get those audiences unlocked for us. Now, we do implement those audiences for clients at scale-driven.com. So I like to think that we have LinkedIn targeting capabilities within Facebook. And funny enough, a lot of people are telling me, well, you cannot run B2B campaigns on Facebook. And let me tell you that all of our agency clients are B2B. Okay. And we're running them on social ads, and it works great. But it's a combination of the audience, but also, most importantly, the messaging. Okay. The messaging on your ads could be simple. It doesn't have to be like super complicated. You don't have to be a copywriting master like the guys back there. Okay. Those are great copywriters. I am not. I prefer to keep things simple and collect data. All right. So I hope this helps. If you want us to implement something similar for you and you don't want to do it, you don't want to deal with it, you want to deal with your business, growing your business, you want to deal with giving great customer service to your clients and customers, and let us take care of all of the marketing for you, including the ads, maybe the copy as well, maybe the funnels, head over to scale-driven.com and read the message that's there. We have a couple of case studies there too. If it resonates with you, schedule a call with my team. On that call, we're not going to pressure you to sell anything, but rather we'll give you a lot of value. We'll go through your goals for this year. We'll go through what's going on, what's preventing you from achieving them, and offer some help, provided that we're a good fit and we can help you. If we cannot help you, we'll tell you that as well. Yeah, we're super transparent, super chill on those calls, because, we're here for the long run, and there will never be a shortage of clients, not for us, not for you as well. Okay, guys. So hope this helps. If you have any questions at all, feel free to drop them in the comments somewhere around here, depending on when you're watching this content, when you're consuming this content. And thank you once again for jumping in, showing up. I'll see you guys really, really soon.